At this time, we'll call to order the regular meeting of Common Council. This is August 19, 2025. Carrie, roll please.
Alderperson Carpenter.
Here.
Essercon.
Here.
Gantz.
Here.
Hanson.
Here.
Cuniger.
Here.
Ledvina.
Here.
P-Rock.
Here.
And Mayor Boyd.
I am here, thank you. Item 2, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you all. Item 3, appointment of Casey Nelson as 4th District Alderperson to fill vacancy.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Cuniger, very close, seconded by Alderperson Hanson. Discussion or comments? I would like to note that there were more than one applicant. There were 4 total, and they were all extremely qualified. Myself and Council President Ledvina interviewed the candidates. We came away very impressed. These are not easy decisions to make. Normally, to be up here, it goes through the election process. But this time, because someone had to step aside because they moved, we go through the appointment process. But they were incredible candidates. So good that an offer was made to all 3 of those to serve on a board, commission, or committee, and that is something that they're actually one accepted that we'll put up for appointment at the next meeting, and then the other 2 are considering. So very impressed with the candidates, but as we have it, we can only pick one. So we have a motion and we have a second. Is this a regular vote or a roll call vote?
Regular.
Okay. Discussion, comments? We will then welcome future Alderperson Nelson, if he's approved, to the dais at the first meeting in September. And that will be his swearing-in ceremony. All right. Okay, very good. That said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And we will see Casey at the next meeting. Item 4, appointment to the Board of Park Commissioners by Mayor Boyd. And by the way, quickly, this would be, we're going to appoint the Teen West Advisor for the Park Board, and this will be Olivia Alberson.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Hanson, seconded by Alderperson Gantz. Just as a side note, I had a chance to talk with Olivia. She's extremely excited to serve on the Park Board for her term, and we couldn't be happier. We also have an advisor on the east side, and I think we'll be looking for one there as well, too. So if this happens, we will welcome Olivia. At the Board of Park Commissioners meeting this Thursday, she will step up and serve. So she's really excited. All right, that said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Item 5, approval of the minutes of the August 5th, 2025 Common Council meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Carpenter, seconded by Alderperson Gantz. Discussion or comments? Seeing we have none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 6, public comment upon matters not on the agenda. Comments made during the public comment period shall pertain only to matters under the jurisdiction of the Common Council. Anyone in person or virtually have any public comment upon matters that are not on the agenda, now's your time to speak. Anyone here want to speak on something that's not on the agenda? In virtual land, for the second time, any public comment upon matters not on the agenda? For the third and final time, any public comment upon matters not on the agenda, now is the time. Very good, thank you. Item 7, recommendation from Finance Personnel Committee to authorize Police Department request for an overhire.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Cuniger, seconded by Alderperson, was that Ledvina?
Can.
Alderperson Gantz. Discussion or comments? Seems we have none. That said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 8, recommendation from Board of Public Works to consider and approve city entrance signs. We're going to need a little background. We're going to go to Scott on this first before we get a motion. Scott?
So at our Board of Public Works meeting, we did kind of discuss the entrance signs. The entrance signs we're talking about, actually I got 2 models in front tonight in front of the council. These are the 2 signs that were discussed at the board as far as They would be installed in areas where we have the population signs. We actually have 15 locations. 5 of those locations actually have the ground-mounted, larger sign, entrance sign. So it was kind of discussed back and forth, at least to put these signs in 10 different locations where the larger ground signs are not at, I should say. The board wanted to see actually have staff actually come up with some mock-ups, which you have before you on these stands. Those are the actual size. They're actually the width of the population sign are 4 feet, and that's what these signs would be, the width, and the depth are 30 inches. So really what's before the council tonight is the board recommended moving forward with entrance sign. It's really to kind of get the direction from the council, which sign you would like to see now that you see the mock-ups.
Thank you. Alderperson Ledvina.
I know at Board of Public Works, I was concerned about the sign on the right based on what size it would be, but now that I'm seeing it in this size, I like the sign on the right.
Can we have somebody?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, the sign on the right, the Pier welcomes you,
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Carpenter, seconded by Alderperson
Or-
Ledvina.
for only the 10 spots. Not
Your
with-
motion is only to 10 spots and not all 15, correct?
That's right, because we have the other signs there already, so it'd be a duplicate of why would you put another sign next to that?
Very good, thank you. And then the one that you're selecting is the De Pere welcomes you.
Yes.
On the right side with the little sun in the right corner.
Yes.
And that's the same thing with the seconder?
Yes.
Some of the alders over here can't really see.
Yeah, we can't really see the one on the right.
Well, then you have to stand up there.
You get up and walk over.
I think Dan actually might,
Dan's got it.
Dan's on this right now.
Possibility that.
I'm gonna show the audience first so that they can. I don't wanna block their view here. There's gonna be no good way to.
Oh, there it is.
A little better, you guys?
That's much better. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Them in a second, out of your way.
So we do have a motion and we do have a second, and now we can have what's that?
Seconder was Gantz?
I believe Ledvina.
Thank you.
Yep, Ledvina is the seconder. And then Alderperson Ledvina, I apologize. Do you want to start again? I think you had a question. I'm not sure if that was answered.
I didn't have a question.
Okay.
I just had a statement.
Okay, so you have that done.
Yes.
All right, so right now we know that on the floor right now, we have a motion to approve the one on the right, and rather than 15 locations, it would be 10 locations. So that's what we're discussing right now. Alderperson Hanson?
I like the one on the right too. I think it's consistent with the aesthetic of the larger entrance signs, which also have that kind of skyline that's part of our logo. So
Very good, thank you. Alderperson Cuniger?
I don't like it, but I won't cause a big stink either. But everything with signage that I remember from being taught in my marketing and college days was simplicity, especially with visibility and driving. That even though it's recognizable from the skyline kind of aspect and the imagery we have around town, the readability and the font are very recognizable with what's on the left, and that's what the sign is intended to do. So I actually think of something that would be a hybrid between the two, where it could say, "Welcome to De Pere," and have the white space on the bottom go away, and you could have the skyline, which I think would really simplify the busyness in the right side.
Thank you very much. Alderperson Esther
I agree, and actually my view right here cuts off the welcome to on the bottom here, which makes it more appealing in general. It is a lot of wordage for.
Thank you. I mean, I have to agree. Sometimes things get just too busy.
Too busy.
And when it gets smaller, it's harder to read versus the big welcome to De Pere that you can see right there, which really catches your eye. I would have to agree. I'm not sure I'd want any more than what we have on the left side, but I'd be open to, discussion. I'm just not a big, busy kind of guy, and it just gets cluttered. And people are driving along, and, what is that? But that's just my opinion. So that's where I am right now. Other questions or comments? Because obviously we're kind of going in different directions here. Anyone else want to make a comment? Alderperson
I know,
Gantz.
the period kind of annoys me for some reason.
The period on welcomes you
But
on the right
I
side.
do like welcome to De Pere on the left with the landscape.
Now that she
My
says it, though,
opinion.
that's all I can see.
For the people here, this is a very rare discussion. We don't usually get in the weeds on something like this. It's usually far more technical, so we're going to enjoy this for a bit. This is a little bit stress-free for us. All right, thank you. Other questions or comments? Alderperson
I
Ledman.
just felt like the direction at the Board of Public Works was that in general, everyone liked the sign on the right because it is cohesive with the existing larger signs that we have at the 5 entrances. And I guess that's why I like it, because it matches with, then everything is similar throughout the city.
Understand.
Yeah.
I actually liked it enough just to move it forward, knowing that we'd make a decision here.
Way to go.
Alderperson Carpenter.
And I agree with Alderperson Levin, because we branded our logo, and now you don't want to have the logo? That's kind of what I'm looking at. It's like, we branded a logo, we spent a lot of time and money on a logo, and I think our city manager was involved in that when that went on at one time.
Oh, do you have an opinion?
Let's vote.
How about that, huh? Other
Now we have a
questions
new
or
logo.
Is there anything
Comments?
stopping to have a hybrid develop?
You could certainly refer it back to staff with the direction to develop a hybrid. I would possibly recommend, and I'll let Joanne chime in, that if that's the case, it comes back more as an informational item, like if this has been developed to your standard, we'd like to move forward. It doesn't have to go all the way through Board of Public Works again and another round, because the direction provided seems fairly specific. If I understand, it's basically taking the welcome to De Pere, putting that on the right logo, removing the welcomes you, and then just sort of adjusting it a little bit in terms of the white space.
And I think thank you, Kim. And I think also there was a committee set up to help put these together, correct? Dan, you want to take that one?
Yes, I'm on it.
You're on the committee, so we're offending the committee right now.
No, the committee is a representation of various different departments throughout the city. Almost every single one is represented on it. We address a variety of marketing and branding matters. So anything like this that comes up, including even the signage that's on the front of on the dais here, was one of our agenda topics this year. But in general, we started with about 50 different concepts, and so I am assuming that one of those iterations is probably in one of those 50 comments. So Andy in our office worked hard on having to prepare all those alternatives, and so it's not probably too far out of line to find something that kind of meshes with that vision. But the committee did go through several different iterations and cut downs to get to the recommendations that you saw in front of you at Board of Public Works.
Very good, thank you. And that should be noted, because they did put good work into that. Okay, a little help then. So we have the motion and
The
second.
motion on the table is for the one on the right. And Joanne, could it be approved under the condition of the modification, or would it be just sent back to staff and be brought back? What would you recommend?
Either will work, either functions. It's just a matter of whether the council feels comfortable with just the direction that's being given and whether they just want.
I mean,
to
the other thing
back.
is too, they might want just a straight up vote right now, since they made the motion for
Right.
the right, and then just on 10 signs. Well, I guess we should go a little further here, because we did have part of the motion being just the 10 locations. Is everyone okay with 10 locations versus 15? Since the other 5 already have, the fancy
Yeah.
logo and stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Alderperson Ledman,
As seconder, I'm fine with it going back.
you're fine with it
But-
going back?
Yeah,
And have them just listen to what we said and then just come up with,
we can always still
I
consider.
would like to see it again.
Then I would
would
recommend referring it back to staff with the guidance as such on the one on the right, and we can bring something back to council.
do we have to drop then the original motion in second?
Or do you have to have a?
I'm a visual person, so I'd like to see exactly what it's going to be that I'm voting on. But if nobody else cares, I'm good.
No, I think the whole point is to see the next iteration.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Somebody could amend it.
Somebody just makes amended motion.
You can make the amended motion.
I already got my motion, and so if somebody else wants to amend our motion, they can go ahead.
I'll make a motion to amend.
To amend based on what we have stated,
Correct?
that we want to see a hybrid, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
so we're going to vote first on the amendment to the original motion for a hybrid, then we'll go back to the motion that was made by the first and seconder, if I have that correct.
When you do an amendment to the main motion and that amendment passes, the main motion falls away. So if the amendment passes, then you do a motion to approve as amended.
Okay. All right, so we have an amendment on the floor. I will second,
Yes.
the motion by, who made the?
Gantz.
Gantz. So we have a motion and a second to amend to include a hybrid version to bring back to council with the 10 locations, not 15. So that's the motion, the amended motion, the second. Discussion or comments on the amended motion? How are we doing so far?
You got it.
All right.
Doing great.
Seeing there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries, thank you, with Alderperson Hanson voting nay. All good?
Yep. So
Oh.
now you do a motion to approve as amended. Or a motion to refer to staff, I should say.
Oh, yeah.
As amended.
I'll make a motion to refer to staff, the sign.
I'll second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Cunninger to refer to staff, the hybrid sign to be brought back to council. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries with Alderperson Hanson voting nay. Thank you, everybody. Wasn't that fun? Thanks, Dan.
I'm gonna move these out of the way now.
Please. Item 9, recommendation from Board of Public Works on award of contract 2521, City Hall first floor remodel to IAI General Contractors in the amount of $268,831.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Ledvina, seconded by Alderperson Cunninger. Discussion or comments? Alderperson Hanson.
Yeah, just wondering if staff has any theories of why this came in so far under budget. Obviously, great news, but
Who wants it?
We-
Scott?
We do not know. I mean, the market that they thought it would come in to be higher, but I mean, it came in specifically in favor for us. So I don't know what the consultant, is basing their estimate on. But, like I said, I mean, it's significantly lower than what we budgeted for, so it's all in a positive for us.
and then just to clarify, this motion will include the 2 alternates.
Correct. That's the intent, the recommendation of staff.
Very good. Thank you. Other questions or comments? All right, we will need a roll call vote, please.
Alderperson Carpenter,
Aye.
Ezercon,
Aye.
Gantz,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Cuniger,
Right.
Ledvina,
Aye.
P-Rock,
Aye.
Mayor Boyd.
Aye. Motion carries, thank you. Item 10, recommendation from the Board of Public Works to proceed with the proposed new West Side Yard Waste Site and Wetland Mitigation.
I will make a motion until we get a governmental agreement with this town of Lawrence that we do not move forward with this.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Carpenter, seconded by Alderperson Ledvina, to not proceed or go any further until we have an agreement with the town of Lawrence. Do you have a deadline on that for the town of Lawrence? Or would just keep it as is?
Once we go to discussion, I will discuss it.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. So now we can have discussion. So I'm not sure you want to go to Scott on that, or if you want to continue, Alderperson Carpenter, you may go ahead.
Yes, after our Board of Public Works meeting, I contacted Scott and found out this yard waste is probably going to cost over $1 million to develop and everything. And we had an agreement one other time with Ledgeview to go over by Alloway, and that fell through and we spent money. Then we started our east side compost site with Ledgeview going to be in on it, and now they're not in on it. I think we better we should have an agreement before we spin our wheels too far ahead. And once the southern bridge gets in, the distance is a lot shorter for the west side people. So if the east side, if we can't get agreement with the town of Lawrence, I think the west side isn't driving that far away. And if the east side can take our capacity, we'll go with that.
Very good, thank you. Other questions or comments? Alderperson Hanson.
The new east side location, though, is quite a bit smaller than the current location, so I don't know if it would even be able to handle both sides.
But it doesn't include Ledgeview because they're out now.
That's true.
The whole thing.
So that actually, when we talked about that, changes things considerably. And plus, we're just a pass-through there. We don't really produce a whole lot there, if that makes sense. We move stuff through. Did I answer that question? I don't want to. You might have more. Alderperson Carpenter.
Well, and to that point, and I agree with that. We can go back to this at another day. If the east side can't take this on, we develop a west side yard waste. It's just, this will give us time, if the town of Lawrence doesn't do it, to see if the east side can take in the capacity of our west side too, on the smaller plot. I just think, unless we get an intergovernment agreement done, I'm not saying wasting money, but we're spending money that we may not want to do.
Very good, thank you.
Scott, can you give an update on the conversations with Lawrence and where we're at with it? Like where you think we'd be at in terms of timing on a formal agreement, which would kind of lock a partnership in place?
Sure. So prior to our Board of Public Works meeting, I reached out to the town of Lawrence, the Director of Public Works, had discussions with his team, and they're extremely interested in partnering with us, knowing the location, because they have other plans for their site, which is right at their town hall. So they're interested in seeing the agreement that we drafted for Ledgeview, which basically was modified to incorporate the cost sharing of the construction of the facility. So my intent after this meeting, if this is the way the board wants to go, be reaching out to the town of Lawrence, kind of express the direction the council wants to go, and we'll move on constructing the west side site once we get a committed and intergovernmental agreement. There's interest there. I mean, right now there's been talk. They've seen a draft of what Ledgeview saw, so I work with the legal team. We kind of finalize the draft and forward it over to the town so they consider it, and once they approve it, then that agreement will come back to council for approval. So then you'll know that agreement is locked in, and then we would move forward. I know by the end of the year they would like to see something approved by an agreement, but it could be pushed out a few months.
Thank you. And I have to agree, I thought it was a very good idea by Alderperson Carpenter to bring that up. I mean, there's no urgency with any of this. We wait and see how things go. And then actually the onus is on Lawrence if they want to be a participant to help defray the costs, because it is sizable. There's no doubt about it. So I would offer support to Alderperson Carpenter's motion. Alderperson Carpenter?
Would I be correct, Scott, when I said you think this is going to cost over $1 million to do a west side?
I'm thinking closer to 2.
Okay.
And the reason for it, I mean, the board, we kind of discussed it at the board, and I have figures on it, so I reviewed it after the fact. The west side is almost double the size, so I mean, we're developing the entire, 4+ acres, where we're just over 2 acres on the east side. We have to mitigate the wetlands, and what we don't have on the west side that we have on the east side, we don't have a road. We had to build a road to be constructed to the site. We don't have stormwater treatment or storm sewer there, so we got to build those accommodations. So with all that being said, that's me pushing well over 1.5, probably closer to 2 mil.
I never heard that before. I have now. Thank you very much. Thank you, Scott. Other questions or comments? And again, we have the motion on the floor to postpone this until we have some kind of arrangement with Lawrence. That's what we have right now. All right. That said, without additional discussion, all those in favor?
Did you want to say something?
Dan? Dan, I'm sorry, I apologize. Dan.
I'm itching over here. I was debating whether or not I wanted to say something. And we talk about timing isn't of the essence here, but I do want to make mention that this property was acquired and she'll be annexed into the city over the next actually few months. And American Boulevard will be extended later this fall. I would caution us not putting a time frame on something strictly because I am getting calls on business and economic development on a frequent basis, and if it is something that hangs out there for 2 years, 6 months, whatever it is, it could potentially change how I'm marketing the site. So I don't want to have something languish out there for a long period of time. So just something to think about is as we go forward, because a 26 acre site in the middle of an urban region is very hard to find, especially one adjacent to rail. And I've had multiple people ask me about that site recently, and I've said we've been planning to hold our site off there. So the council doesn't go down that path, that could potentially open up that site to development, and that would be a primary for trailer storage or yard storage or a rail spur or something else that comes into that site. I'm not saying that would happen, but I don't want to have something sit out there. Or we do develop 20 some odd acres of that one, and now we have this remnant parcel that's sitting back there that really only has one use now, which is a yard waste site. So something to think about. Just want to make sure that that is put out there.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. All good? Alderperson Carpenter.
I have no problem with putting a time frame on it. I don't know what somebody thinks. I think it could be a pretty cut and dry. It should be pretty cut and dry. Either you want it or you don't want it. And the point being said, it'll be another year before it would even ever get opened up. It would not even be open until probably 2027. Because it's going to take a year to build a waste site. So, I mean, I guess by the first of the year, I'll amend my motion for the first of the year. And unless somebody thinks...
Sounds good. Seconder okay with that? Just to say January 1, 2000, what are we right now, 25? 2026 is what you'd like?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now you understand what the new motion is right now, and they've made it, so we don't have to go through the whole process of amending. So that said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11, recommendation from the Board of Public Works on installation of Vercada gate system with card access for yard waste site security and monitoring.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Hanson, seconded by Alderperson Ledman. Discussion or comments? So residents do understand when the site opens up on the east side, Ledgeview has dropped off. So we have to make sure we have a secure location that it's just for Depew residents. So this is a way to ensure that that happens. So we do believe it's a pretty good system. All right. Alderperson Carpenter.
Is it still in discussion yet, or is it set in stone, the $15 charge for the first year? And after that, there is nothing that's set in stone yet from our Board of Public Works meeting?
Scott?
It was really, I mean, we brought up the charge. The first charge recurring approximately 15. You know, nothing was really, you are correct, nothing was set that we would charge them. You know, if we don't charge them, that's just a cost the city will have to eat to supply a card to all the residents that want to sign up.
Come back to Board of Public Works. So would that come back to Board of Public Works, something that specific regarding the charge of a card?
Well, I would recommend actually the council kind of act on it tonight, whether you want to charge them or not. Because it's part of the security system.
And I agree with you because it's coming to the end of the year. And that's
Correct.
when it's not going to be going.
Good. Questions, comments? Alderperson Hanson.
There was also discussion at the board about whether to have it staffed by an attendant for the first couple months. Is that part of tonight's discussion?
Scott?
Well, the discussion at the board was to kind of have somebody there maybe a month or so, because there's gonna be a lot of educational of a process going to a new site. And everybody's got a free-for-all now out there. I mean, people come and go whenever they want. I mean, it's misuse. When we open up that site, you know, the first year, it's gonna be under lock gate, and you're only getting access if you have the card. So people got to understand there's an educational process. We'll have to let everybody know. Get the cards, get that information out prior to, say, April, when we talked about when we potentially would open it up. Then to build on what you're talking about, Alderperson Hanson, we would look at having a member of staff out there during the prime hours, just to kind of people come up, you know, might have a concern how to use the gate, maybe not have a card, that sort of thing. And it'll be a little bit of educational process on that part of it. And really, it's the staff is just to help the residents out with the new system.
And I think when we talked at Public Works, it was my hope about 3 months. I'm not sure 1 month would work, but if you guys are fine with 1 month, that's fine. I mean, some people may not go there during that 1 month period. Scott?
And I mean, that's the kind of decision I think internally we'll make. I mean,
Okay.
if we don't have it and we feel that we need to staff it longer, we would, you know. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily, you know, a month. It could be 2 months. I mean, the word may get out, and it's, you know, we worked out the bugs and everything else. So I mean, it's going to be played by ear for the first month or two.
Very good, thank you. Other questions or comments? Do you want me to wait on Esther Khan to come back, or we just go vote? We'd have enough without him, wouldn't we? Alderperson,
So when we're voting here,
Take some time.
on the motion, is the motion with the $15 fee or not with the $15 fee? That's all my question is. Nobody said nothing yet.
I would think it would be with a $15 fee. Now, if we look back to when we had the garbage receptacles, we had recyclable in the green one, there was a charge for those, a one-time charge. So that's what this would be as well, because it is a cost for the city to provide the service. So I would think the $15 or whatever that number is, and it could be less than that. We just don't know. So that's how I would approach this motion in the second.
So is that what the
15.
persons that made the motion are good on?
Hanson made the motion, Ledvina seconded.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Is everyone good with that then? So with the $15?
Clarify that it's a one-time charge of $15
$15.
for the swipe card.
No more than $15. It could come in at less. Because he didn't know. They didn't know the exact price. Everyone all good? I don't want to. Alderperson Esther Khan is back. That said, I think we are done. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Items 12 through 19, our city attorney will give you some information about what we might be trying or attempting to do tonight.
Yes, so just to create a little bit of
I think I
efficiency,
still have to save.
items 12 through 20 need a roll call vote for approval. However, there is a
20.
neat little feature in Robert's rules that allows the council to suspend the rules and take up all these items at once with one roll call vote. However, if there are any items that any of the alders wish to take up separately, those can get called out as part of the motion. That motion gets voted on with a voice vote, and then we could do one roll call vote for either all or whatever remaining items there are outside of anything that you want to discuss separately, and then we can move forward.
Very good, thank you. So could they right now just say ones they want pulled out before we
Yes,
make a
yep.
motion to
And then somebody can
suspend
make a motion to suspend
the
and to
rule?
get the rules and to take up items,
12 through whatever?
whatever the numbers are that we want to take up with one roll call vote.
All right, does anyone want something? And now, this is something we're thinking of going in the future as well, too, and continue. So does anyone want something pulled out and have discussion on anything from 12 to 20? Alderperson Hanson.
13, 16, and 20.
13, 16, and 20. Of course, I have no pen. Anyone else have something they want to have pulled out?
Mine was 16.
Okay.
Is that it for all of them? Okay. I would make a motion then to suspend the rules and have a consent agenda for items. I've got to do that now. 9, 10, 11, 12.
No,
It's
it's not 9.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're at
12,
14,
14, 15, 17,
18, and 19.
18, and 19. Thanks.
I'll second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Ledvina for a suspension of rules and do a consent agenda. We have to vote on that first, correct? All right, to do that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We go to the consent agenda first or the ones we
Yes, you would do a
pull?
motion to approve those items except for items.
Do you want me to say them publicly then? Each of the items that we're going to do?
You
We don't have to.
Announce them, no, but I would just state as part of the motion to approve the items that are not being, either the ones that are being approved.
Say those numbers again. Do
Yeah,
you have them written down? I would make a motion to approve items 12,
yes.
14, 15, 17, 18, and 19.
Second.
Second by Alderperson P-Rock to approve those. Any discussion or comments on those items? I think we have them all right.
Yep, I think so. Yep. And then you do a vote, yeah. then
And
you
we
do
need a roll call vote,
for
please.
that. Correct.
Okay. Alderperson Esther Khan.
Aye.
Gantz.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Kuniger.
Aye.
Ledvina.
Aye.
P-Rock.
Aye.
Mayor Boyd.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Let's move now to item 13. Item 13, Resolution 2588, authorizing intergovernmental agreement with the town of Ledgeview for O'Keefe Road resurfacing. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Hanson. Discussion or comments? I'm just going to look right at Alderperson Hanson. Alderperson Hanson.
Yeah, this project has been completed. Contractor did an excellent job. I appreciate the town of Ledgeview's partnership with this project. Just wondering though why this is coming to us after the project's already completed.
This is similar to what we did on Lone Oak. We actually already have an intergovernmental agreement on common roads like, the O'Keefe, Old Plank, Lone Oak, as far as, the cooperation and cost sharing. This actually specifically spells out the cost of the project once it's complete, because you don't know the quantities until we're done. So now that we're done, actually, this agreement spells out those costs, what municipalities are responsible for what.
All good? Other discussion or comments on item, what are we on again, 13?
13.
Item 13. Is this a roll call or regular?
Roll call.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderperson Gantz.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Coniger.
Aye.
Ledvina.
Aye.
P-Rock.
Aye.
Mayor Boyd.
Aye.
Carpenter.
Aye.
Essercon.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Item 16, Resolution 2591, authorizing extension of agreement for statutory assessor maintenance and annual full market revaluation services for 2026 with Accurate Appraisal LLC. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson P-Rock. Discussion or comments? Alderperson Hanson.
So we're going to have an interim market update between now and September 30th next year. Just wondering if the clerk can describe a little more what practical impact that might have on residents in terms of the assessments of their homes.
So the interim market update is actually what we have been doing for the past several years. So it's no different than what we've been doing on an annual basis since 2018. It's just that we're extending that agreement for 1 year so that we can go out for proposals again for 2027 and beyond.
Do we have ideas of why we didn't get more bids? Is it just tough market?
I would agree, tough market. I did hear some feedback after the fact that the timing of it might have played a part in some people or some firms not having the time to submit a proposal. So we're actually going to be changing it up a bit, and the plan is to submit or to publish our request for proposals in the November to December timeframe this year. Just the timing with every municipality and the assessment firms having to prepare for open book and send out those notices of changed assessment, it made for a very busy time for firms to be able to put the time into developing a proposal.
Okay, thank you.
You all good? Alderperson Ledvina.
And are we just not a big enough municipality to have our own assessor internally? Like, I know Green Bay has, I don't know how many people on staff.
Pam? I know we've talked about this as staff, so Pam, you want to take that?
I don't want to say we're not big enough. Even Green Bay, though, contracts out with a vendor as well, so they supplement with it. It's certainly going to be a lot cheaper as long as we can continue to contract it out. I did do some research and reached out to other municipalities to see, well, how many staff do you have? As soon as you start adding more than 1 or 2 staff members, that's more than what we're paying in the contract a year. So it adds up very quickly and would be very costly to the city if we wanted to have it in-house.
Okay.
The only other comment I would add to that is we did some research as well to look at other municipalities who do have in-house assessors. And the ones that we talked to, the only way they found a way to make that work is that their in-house assessor also contracted out with some smaller neighboring towns or villages. Because like Pam said, once you start adding in, the benefits that you have to pay out for a full-time position, it gets very costly. And that was the only way they were able to do it themselves, is to defray those costs with basically contracting out with other municipalities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Alderperson Carpenter.
So if I hear this correctly, This is a one-year extension, and then this fall, you're putting out requests for proposals for 2027s.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions or comments? Seeing there is no more, roll call vote, please.
Alderperson Hanson,
Aye.
Coniger,
Aye.
Ledvina,
Aye.
P-Rock,
Aye.
Mayor Boyd,
Aye.
Carpenter,
Aye.
Estercon,
Aye.
Gantz.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 20, Resolution 2595, authorizing Myron Construction to award precast concrete supply contract 3.40 to Wells Concrete Products in the amount of $1,787,579 related to the construction of a public parking ramp on parcel ED 875, 230 North Wisconsin, De Pere, Wisconsin.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Alderperson Carpenter, seconded by Alderperson Gantz. Discussion or comments? Alderperson Hanson, did your hand go up?
Yeah.
Alderperson Hanson.
No, I'm sounding like a broken record, but Dan, just wondering why we only had the one bid and if this amount is at least reasonably within the range that we were expecting.
Yeah, I can actually speak to that directly. In the state of Wisconsin, there aren't many precasters, and specifically how this ramp is being constructed. Actually, one of the situations or the spans of one of our panels actually removed one of those precasters because their equipment doesn't go that far or go that wide. So as a result, we tend to be a little bit narrow in the ability. Now, that being said, is the bid that came in was actually under what our construction manager at risk, Myron, was projecting. And so we came in about 60 to 70,000 under what they were estimating. This is somebody who does parking ramps on a regular basis. So as a result, it was a positive, I guess you'd say, result, even though we only had one bid in that case.
Okay, good.
Thank you. So people at home understand on that lot, the Shopko property, going up right now is a 60-unit apartment, and then the hotel that's just across the street. So as of right now, nothing is being done yet with the parking ramp, but this will help move that forward. Is that correct, Dan?
That is correct. We are working towards the 90% design phase, and actually I have material samples on my desk at this point. They got dropped off today. Once those material samples get further through the process, in the very near future, we'll start to work towards that 100% design, and then the next round of bidding happens with pretty much the rest of the project. All the HVAC, electrical, paint, and everything else, I guess you'd say. The reason why this one was separate is you need to get in about a 6-month pipeline for precasters in order to get your project moving forward. So if we would have waited till everything was done, we'd already be a couple months again behind where we could have been. So it's the reason why the precast went first. Once the initial structure of the design was sort of laid out and we knew the basic bones of it, all the other stuff comes next.
Thank you. Big difference in De Pere next summer that you will definitely see. Other questions or comments? All right. We need a roll call vote, please.
Alderperson Coniger,
Aye.
Ledvina,
Aye.
P-Rock,
Aye.
Mayor Boyd,
Aye.
Carpenter,
Aye.
Estercon,
Aye.
Gantz,
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 21, discussion on the status of the development and development options for the former Irwin School property. Dan, this will be you, Quason probably as well. So folks at home understand, and folks here, this is discussion only and no action will be taken tonight, potentially guidance. So Dan, Quason.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're here to just give you kind of an update and rundown on Irwin School, where we are right now. Just a quick history of the project. Signed an agreement with, redevelopment agreement with Milwaukee View LLC. Original development agreement was on December of 2018. We've had 3 development agreement amendments to that in 2019, 2020, 21. Development was consist of 8 condominium units inside the Irwin School building, and then 12 townhomes, 2 buildings with 6 units each. Surrounding that, to date, we've given the developer a site assembly grant of $420,000, and city provided another $436,000 incentive for the completion of the 6 units of the townhomes. So we have roughly about $654,000 remaining on that. So here's what the property looks like right now. You can see the townhomes unit that was built there. We see some exterior and interior portions of the school has been demolished, and the exterior portion and the rear. 6 townhome units were built. And where we are right now, the developer is looking to sell the project to another entity. We've had interested parties contact us, and all of them are interested in demolishing the school to make their project work for that. And we've taken calls from as far away as Oshkosh and local calls as well too, and developers throughout the valley as well, looking into the project. So just a couple different options right now. Some stuff that we've kind of looked at. Option A, these are in no particular order. Option A would be demolish Irwin School, and if you look to the building, to the picture on your left, or I guess with the blue squares, this is one option where you have the townhomes, the additional 6 original plan townhomes in the back, the additional 6 units, and then the other blue, it could either be duplex units or twindos. On the right hand side, the picture with the green squares is something where we've looked at where we could put in single family homes. So this is something that works as well. But we're looking at, we could get roughly 12 single family homes on there, or 18 townhome units. If we looked at doing 3 townhome buildings, or we look at doing like 16 duplexes, twindos in there. So with that involved, we would need new condominium documents, since there's an existing condominium on the condominium agreement. There, we'd also need a new development agreement, and also it would have to go back to Plan Commission, Finance and Personnel, and also Common Council for approval as well. And so some of the responsibilities with the developer, we're looking at, so we kind of broke these up into 2 different things, just to give you guys a little idea of what we're looking at. Developer responsibility, create new condominium documents, release existing townhome unit owners, create a new development agreement with the city, demolish the school, develop new single family, or however their performer shakes out with that. Our responsibilities, create a new development agreement, again, finance, personnel, meetings, approval. We'll also have another neighborhood notification, roughly 300 feet from the property, same as we did for today. We still have the remaining $654,000 in incentives. This is located in TID, I believe TID 14 for that. Some of the things that we're talking with developers, the existing private drives will become public alleys with all future maintenance, the responsibility of the city. All of the properties will be transferred at no cost to developer by the city. City would, again, abate all real estate tax payments from the date of land transfer to developer through sale dates, completed townhomes to the end buyer, similar to what we have right now. Then option B.
Before we go on to that, I just want to go back to that one question.
You have to. On the keyboard there.
The items that we have, developer responsibility and city responsibility, this is just our professional recommendation, what we think a developer is going to ask for. So when we say about the last 2 bullet points of all properties transferred at no cost to developer, and that they would abate all taxes. Right now, the current developer has pilot payments that are sitting out there that we are currently using as a carrot versus stick approach, but we understand that anybody who's going to come in most likely is going to want that taken care of. And so that's going to be a negotiating tactic between the city and that future developer. But knowing where the development world is right now, we're anticipating those are going to at least be the request by some developer. So I don't want to make the statement that that's going to happen. These are our general assumptions of what likely will be asked based off of what we've seen from others who have come to us with this proposal or with the proposal. So.
Yep. Thank you. And then the other option, saving the school. When I say save, I mean not demolishing the school. We've run some preliminary numbers. We're looking at total estimated cost to do that, roughly about $2.7 million. And to do that, to basically develop the school into those 8 condos, we're looking at, to break even, we're looking at roughly about selling the condos for $335,000. City would take the lead. We basically bring on like a project rep to assist us with completing the 8 condo units. And then more than likely we'll issue an RFP for the remaining 6 townhome units for another developer or another development entity to build those units. So with that being said, we just wanted to come and talk to you guys about that, kind of get your opinion and an update.
Thank you. It's my assumption that some of the folks here are for the discussions. They may want to speak, but we can let some of you guys banter back and forth first. Again, we're not making any decisions tonight. Dan, you want to clarify?
Yes, we also did a 300-foot lit drop to everybody because if there was a proposed change to what would be approved, it would be to the individuals who probably got that lit drop here today because there would be a zoning change and other things. So we wanted to make sure that's part of the discussion, that those neighbors would eventually be involved at some point of a discussion if there was a proposed change. So best to get sort of the public input during this time frame so we don't go down a path that all of a sudden meets some resistance from the community. So
And we should say neighbors and the townhouse folks are here too. So
Owners,
we got a little bit of mix here as well. Kim?
Yeah, so Quace and Dan, great job. To sum up, the staff has tried really hard to work with the developer to execute the plan per the project vision and saving the school. And as we have seen over the course of the time, it is just not viable in the private market, even with our incentive for a developer to take it on. So the two paths provided consider the risk involved, because on path A, it's really a private developer taking everything on and we are providing the incentive. Path B, the city is acting as the developer, which means we are taking on the financial risk. So I just wanted to clarify that because we showed the two paths, but there is a distinct difference between who takes the lead on the project. Now, on the city side, we don't necessarily need the profit or level of return that a private developer does, which is why there might be even some level of viability, but I can't underestimate the risk factor. And just knowing that they're paths, but they're very different as related to who's leading the project and who's taking it on.
Thank you, and thank you for that clarification. We'll have discussion. Myself, personally, I'm not a big fan of taking risk factor and getting in the private developer business. We'll entertain discussions that you all have. Clearly, I think we've had a discussion before in the Irwin complex, and for all of these years, how long has Irwin been abandoned? Are we up to 20? 15 or 20 right now?
Right. Oh, the first agreement was approved in 17 and 18, so it's been vacant
It's
before
been vacant
then.
even before that time.
Before
too.
then, so.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to say up front, but obviously we're going to listen to these folks out here too. If they want to speak, it's entirely up to them. Any of the alders want to make any kind of comments before I make a motion to open the meeting?
I'd rather hear from them. I'd rather hear from the.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting.
I'll second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Ledvina. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Now, I've got a list here with some names, so I'll say the names. And then if you want to speak on this item, you'd be up first. You go to the table right there. You would state your name and then your address. We'd ask that you keep it to a minimum. And then if try to avoid repeating what other folks say as well for time purposes. Up first, we have Park Hunter. Would Park like to speak? Again, you don't have to. It's just your name was on here.
Sure.
Okay, you're up first now. This is a big deal now, so don't mess this up. Go to the table there with the two chairs.
You can't repeat anything.
And no, you can say whatever you want. After no one can repeat what you're saying. You're first. We need your name and address, please, sir.
Sure. My name is Park Hunter. I live at 755 William Street in Unit 4. I'm the fourth one down on that.
Thank you.
Townhomes there. So many of us here live in those townhomes, and I think we're just eager to see the project move forward. It's a lovely school. I'd love to see it saved, but we would like to not have a decaying building in our backyard one way or the other, whether it's saved or torn down and something else built there. So nice development. We love living in the community. Thank you for welcoming us, and I'm glad to see it being pushed. Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Good start, by the way. Up next, we have signed on the sheet Karen Sternkoff. Come on up, Karen. I apologize if I messed up your name.
No, you actually did a great job. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm Karen Sternkoff. I live at 501 North Huron Street, directly across the street from the Starry condos, or condo, and a very prolific dandelion crop that likes to find its way into my yard every year. I'd like to know whatever happened to the historical district. I bought my house there because what was across the street from me looked really beautiful. School was an apartment building. There were tall berms, perfectly manicured. And now I'm looking at an unfinished project where there were supposed to be 2 buildings, a dandelion patch where that building was supposed to be, and the back end of a school that once looked very nice, that looks literally bombed out, complete with 10 boarded up windows, which just is a magnet for bad things to happen. This is supposed to be an historical district. That stuff was never supposed to happen. And there were a whole bunch of us that were here the first time when you wanted to bring that in there, bring the condos in. I don't think we were listened to because none of us wanted it. And doesn't that essentially ruin the historical district technically? Because that's not historical, these condos. And from what I see up here, it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for me, for what I get to view. Condos? And how are you going to get, what, 10 houses in there? Look at the aerial view that you have. You've got 2 or 3 directly across from my house. I mean, my house is small enough. And according to the city assessments, it just keeps shrinking every year. I want to know what happened. Do we have a historical district there anymore at all? My house was built in 1872, and I'm going to be looking out, not at historical houses, but at condos, apartments. I'm not a happy camper. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. And so you do know if you want to reach out regarding the question you have, you can reach out to staff. Dan Lindstrom, he'll write your name down. He will talk to you regarding the questions you had. We can't comment back and forth, so I apologize for that.
So I'll get you the historic map if you can give me your, does the contact
Historic
information show you all of our formal historic districts in the city?
I know what they are. I've been here over 30 years.
Do you have the
I've owned that
contact?
house for 30 years.
I have the contact information here for her. Yes, her address.
Okay.
Yep. So then you guys can talk and connect, and he can give information about that. We can't talk back and forth or directly answer questions. Up next, we have signed on the sheet Daniel Vandenberg. If you'd like to speak, come on up. And we just need your name and address again, please.
Yeah, my name is Daniel Vandenberg. I'm at 448 North Huron Street, and I guess I just, I kind of supported this when it started, and then it just kind of failed, and I guess I'm disappointed. I'd be very disappointed to see the school destroyed because that was kind of what was. This was presented as a way of saving it, and it seems to have failed.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Those are all the names I have signed on here. So if someone else wants to speak, you can raise your hand. You put it up first. So head on to the table. And then same thing, we need your name and address, please.
Shirley Panazza, 221 North Huron Street. We moved here in 1991. Loved it. Loved the history. My husband and I are big history buffs. And there were people in the Irwin School at the time. There was a few, but there was photography and a couple of whatever. We got to see it kind of disappear. And then we heard, they were going to do condos and whatever in it. And all that I've seen in the last, since whatever that started, is like she said, windows being knocked out. And it's just sitting there. And it's so, so sad. We are the historical department, or we're the historical area. Yes, I've come accustomed to the townhouses. You have to kind of flow with some things. But to see that building destroyed, all those bricks. I have brothers who were in that brick business for years and years and years. To me, it's like ripping my heart out. My real wish when I heard all that happening was I was hoping they'd do it like an assisted living home so I could wheel my walker to that assisted living home. I wouldn't have to go too far. But I think that's gone now too. Won't be too many more years before I'll be moving that wheelchair, whatever I'll be in at the time. Hate to see it go. It's just sad, just really sad. I hope if and when the whole thing happens, that we can at least get a few bricks to remember it by. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak while we're still open right now? Come on up.
My name is Dennis Edward Panassa, and I live at the same house there as my wife Shirley, 221 North Huron. When we first came down from up north and went through that area and saw the school was what really caught our eye. We had looked at other houses and that, and I was thinking, boy, this is going to be cool. I don't have to worry about taking the kids to school and everything get on. A week after we moved in there, we found out that it had been closed. But we could not say enough about the area, the people, De Pere, and the history behind it. If all possible, to have the school there. My concern right now, in 2024 and 2025, I had gone here to the police department, and I'm a little bit upset because nobody has come there. For some reason, when there's school in the summertime and people working in the different business areas here, in that area on Huron Street, I don't know where word was that all of a sudden it became a racetrack. From, I'd say, about 2:45, 3 o'clock when school lets out to 5, it's like a racetrack through there. And from George Street all the way down there, there's a lot of little kids that play. One neighbor of mine across the road has 5 kids. That's just him. And I'd stopped and talked to, I didn't know who to go to, so I just talked to different police officers, what to get my name on the list or something, or if they could police it more. If whatever they decide to do, I would like to see the police increase their patrol there during those noon hours, or like I said, between when school lets out and people are coming home, because it's motorcycles, it's pickup trucks just with the high-powered engines and mufflers and that. Like I said, right now it's like a racetrack through there. So if you're going to add, whatever you're going to add, even if they put the signs up, or put a, I've only seen the sign once with the speed zone sign there. I've only seen it there once since I've been living here. I'll tell you what I did the first time. First time we moved here when it started, and like I said, we've been here over 30 years, I found a big old light downstairs. So I took a straw hat, chair, pen and pencil, and I went out there, which was actually a spotlight for spotting deer when you hunt. And when these cars come by, I go like this and I write their name down. Within 2 days, it never happened after that. I slowed the traffic down myself. But the way today is, there is no way in heck I'm going to get out there, because I have too much weight on it, the bigger target to shoot at now. So, that's all I want to say. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Does anyone else want to speak while we're currently open here? For the second time, anyone else want to talk? For the third and final time, I'll make a motion to go back to regular session.
Second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Carpenter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for all the comments, by the way. Obviously, it means a great deal to a good number of you. Comments, questions? Alderperson Carpenter.
Yeah, Dan, can we get the pictures of the proposals here, please? That's some of the questions that were brought up. If you put all those homes in, how big of lots are they going to be, and everything else, I guess?
Yes. So what you're seeing here is a couple different iterations. Again, these are just blocks on the map, and a developer has may have done a performance to determine the appropriate number. But our code does allow for our R145, which is our minimum lot width, which is actually what we have with a lot of homes in the surrounding area, 45-foot wet lots. Some of them have combined, added lots, sold off pieces, but R145 is the lot we allow to go down to. Some of these homes in this area are actually R245, so again, some duplexes on corners and a variety of other components. What you're seeing on the blue there is what was told to us by somebody who was interested, that those would be sort of twindos, and you're seeing some of these if you're in the area to look at some modern narrow lot line homes. Howard has built a few new ones, but they again sort of with some of the old, I guess you'd say, craftsman character near the YMCA over there. Narrow lot lines, more of a rear alley component to it so that you don't have the front facing garage, those components. That's how you get down to what our old original, I guess you'd say, development pattern in these older areas would be, which is more alleys. And so to get that, you need alley loaded access to here. Once you take away alley loaded access, you wouldn't be able to get to that density. So.
All good, Alderperson Carpenter?
Yeah, and then the costs and some of the other, where you had our numbers up there before, could I see those again, please?
Yeah, so I want to, kind of throw this one out here again, and as Quason put it up there, is, again, this is just one person taking it on based off of projects that they've done in the region. Some developer takes on a different builder, that number could be more, could be less. The break-even point, that 335, is with us not making a profit on it. That's break-even. So you put that into a private developer standpoint, that number for them even to even remotely even sniff the project is every unit having 370, 380, 390, 400 for them to take that on, if not more. So just reason why we're not seeing this move forward is where we've seen construction prices go, have not kept up with, even though we've seen tremendous leaps and bounds in assessed values in our regions and sale values in our regions, the cost of construction and the interest rate compounding together has outpaced the value and the sale value of homes. And so the margin for a developer to take on a project has become much, much more reduced. And that was even the case with the first townhomes. The developer took a while to sell those units because they were lower than what they had penciled in for their pro forma, to a point that the bank said, we're not looking at doing the second round of townhomes until you can prove to us that is more profitable. So that's the reason why you haven't seen a second set of townhomes in this case.
Alderperson Ledvina.
So would the condo development follow what the previous developer was looking at doing? I can't remember exactly what it would have looked like.
Yeah, the previous PDD that was approved in 2017 and amended again in 18 pretty much had the exterior facade look the way it is. Garages built on the back of the school to accommodate those 8 units. Those 8 units would then be retrofitted with windows that were operable for, I guess you'd say, habitation purposes of those units. Bathrooms would be installed in those units because right now, obviously, every one of those rooms doesn't have the appropriate level of facilities inside. So the inside of the building has been demolished as well and had a lot of things exposed and removed, ceilings dropped and stuff like that. So that was the intent, is to try to keep as much of the exterior as intent as possible. And that's what the developer wanted to do. But again, with condos, it's even harder because you require pre-sales, and so that project hasn't moved forward with pre-sales as well. So.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you remember the square footage approximately of the units?
No, I don't have the PDD in front of me, and I don't want to misspeak, but they were fairly decent-sized units and very large ceilings. So you're talking 13-foot ceilings in some of those spaces, which creates some more openness, even if the footprint isn't 1,500 square feet, 1,200, 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Other questions or comments? Alderperson Hanson.
Yeah, Dan, this might not be a fair question since the housing market is fluid. I mean, it's still strong at this time. We don't know where it's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now. But in your professional opinion, do you feel as if we could get 335 for a condo in that school building?
It's always a challenge when you're trying to set a market, and we don't have examples of that type of product in here, and that's where it's really hard. We do have townhome examples just next to it now, and recent sales of that one sold at 400,000 for roughly 400,000 for one of those resale of those units. Condos are a little bit different because you have a little bit less, I guess to say, control or uniqueness of your space. You're sort of all in the common building. You have common elements. You have more that have to go into those elements from a condo fee standpoint. And so there's just different kind of natures when you're talking a building versus a townhome. Do I think you could get close to it? It's hard to tell. That's what a developer is saying roughly you can get, and they're sniffing it as closely as they probably can get. But again, it all depends on the amenities in a unit too. Large windows are great, but again, you need common space. You need private amenities like a garage that's secured. When you don't have a garage that you can't enter into your unit directly, it's not a good feeling for some people. So they may not like some of those units. Some of them may have direct access, but the ones maybe on a second floor would not. So those are all components that are a little bit, kind of something to consider for somebody looking to buy.
Yeah, so I serve as chair of the Historic Preservation Commission, so I've always been, my heart has been trying to save this building if at all possible. I know it might not be possible. To address the question that was brought up about the historic district, it is the North Michigan, North Superior Historic District. The Historic Preservation Commission recently installed signage for each of the 5 residential historic districts, and we did put this district sign in the terrace by the school because we really felt that the school is kind of the heart of the district. So it would be heartbreaking if it did come down. I would still be open to seeing if option B can work. I understand it might not be feasible, but I think we should just exhaust all options before we demolish it.
Thank you. Other questions or comments? And I have to clarify what I stated earlier and make something mention. We're all disappointed this is where it is right now. This started back in 2017. We expect it to be much further along. So that disappointment is felt by us as well. The problem is with the environment we have and have had over the past, 5 to 6 years, it just hasn't turned. So we share that disappointment. There's no one more historical than me. I went to kindergarten at Irwin Grade School. I won't give you the year I went there, but I was there. I grew up 1 block from Irwin Grade School. I am downtown De Pere. I am history De Pere. But I do understand at times things change. And attempts have been made to make this a viable location. We can't lose sight of the fact as well, too, there'll be competition. We have the Shopko lot with all the apartments going up, potentially condos going there. Who knows what's going to happen with the Front Street property. So in time, we could be competing with ourselves, which makes things even more difficult. I really think the prudent path is, we'd all love to keep the historic structure, if at all possible. I just don't think we should be in the private developer business. However, if there's some way and someone out there that wants to take it on, so be it. But I don't think we close the door to the other options as well. We have to, and it's been too long. It's just been too long. The neighbors that live there, the people who live in the townhouses, they deserve better, and they deserve some conclusion. They deserve some clarity. We all have to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone's going to like everything we do. That's just what happens. But we have to be prepared to move forward and get this thing to a finish line. We have to. So, to close off one or the other may not be the best way to go, but I think they're looking for some kind of direction here. If it happens when they have their conversations, that is on the table, that potentially Irwin may have to come down, they're just looking for some kind of direction that way. Not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I think that's what we need right now, correct?
We've kicked as many tires as we can to save the school. We've reached out to developers all over the state to see if they would take it on. Frankly, it's not large enough for anybody who's outside of the region. The Milwaukee View LLC was outside of the region, but this was, again, a larger kind of block redevelopment to give the school just to one person. If you're outside the region, it doesn't make it really feasible. So you really have to find somebody who's local, and no one who's local has been wanting to take this on with the risk of condos situations and renovations of an old school building into a residential structure. So we've tried. I'll give Quayson credit. He's reached out to as many contacts as he can. I've done mine. Milwaukee View has also hired brokers to kind of sort of market the site as well as they could. A little bit under the radar to their networks, but we've all come up empty on trying to find somebody to take it on. So do I want to say that option is closed? No. Is it a very slim margin? Probably.
Okay. So really, as we're talking up here, if everyone's okay, they just kind of pursue both paths. trying to find what you can, but there's got to be a time where we just have to move on.
Yeah, that's fair.
If everyone's okay with that. Again, we're not voting on anything. There's no final decisions made here at all, but we recognize what you're all going through. Alderperson Carpenter.
So are you looking for some guidance on a time frame of when you're going to quit kicking that tire and move on?
A little bit yes to that one, because this is supported by a tax increment finance district, and that was created in 2017. Is every year that ticks by, we lose a year of revenue that can help pay off the bonding that it's going to be required for this project, and which has already been done for this project. Yes, we do have guaranteed assessed values for the townhomes that they are paying currently at this time, but we also, granted the property at a $420,000 market point to that developer. Without that, those condos would have been, nearly $80,000 more than what they would have been at this point. So we are, as a TID district, pretty in the hole with what we've already supported to this project. So we'd like to have some sort of time frame on this one, because we're losing time to pay off our debt on this project.
To date,
Go ahead.
To date, of course, as much as we've tried, we have not found a developer that wants to take the project on as is. There have been a few that have said, well, I would do it if I could take the school down. And we've said, nope, we've sort of said that's not where we're at right now. We're trying to save the school. Today is the day where we're asking whether the council would feel comfortable to go down one of those paths with one of those developers that is interested in taking the school down. There's a lot that comes along with that. There's rezoning, there are meetings before Plan Commission and Council. It is not a quick turn because of the zoning and the development agreement that's there. But we didn't want to start going down that road knowing it was such a change if it was a non-starter. The alternate is it just sits, and I can't tell you that we're going to have any interest in the near future based on the history of the last several years.
Alderperson Carpenter.
So it boils down to we either say we want to save the building and we want to go on our own or we're going to let them move on.
Yes, and no, of course, if we were to go down a path and something changed in the market or the performer, of course, I think all of our hearts would love the school to be saved. It's just we haven't even gone down that path of tearing it down. That's where the development interest is. Really, the only other path is us serving it to get it done now, or even I would say in the next 3 years, would be us as private developer, which is an option if the council wants to go that way, but it is not normally a core function of government and does carry financial risk.
Mm-hmm. And the financial risk is tied to the tax increment district in the front end, but if ultimately all the money that you've expended and you've had carrying costs for years because you can't sell a unit, the units don't sell for the price point, the mill rate continues to drop. Once that TID district closes, it's on the taxpayers to fund that balance. And so while the risk is somewhat buffered by the TID, it's not buffered completely. It's on the taxpayers if it does not work.
Thank you. So do you have some kind of direction from us? Do you need something more formal? I think
No, I don't think so.
Oh, boy.
Do we have to vote on it today?
No, there's no.
You don't have to vote on it, but if
discussion.
I from what I heard from Alderman Hanson, do you prefer option B?
I'm leaning towards preferring option B.
And maybe if others.
And I agree. I'm with Alderperson Hanson. I would like to preserve the school if we can.
And the city is private developer.
With the city as a developer.
Right. This is a very historic community, and I know a lot of the residents love the historic character, and there is a lot of new development, and that's great. But if we can preserve some of it, I think that we should try to.
Amy.
I would like to have more of an understanding of the financial undertaking for the city in doing something like this with the weight of the full budget picture. We have several projects that cost several million, multiple million, the bridge being one of the biggest, which we have many variables in managing that go into fiscal responsibility and how we manage our entire city. I don't feel like I have enough information here for me to, well, I would love that idea, that it makes fiscal responsibility sense for a property that has sat for not a year or two, we're talking a decade plus more than that. I'm not getting a sense of the true financial risk with all of the other projects we have going on that are really mission critical to the financial stability of our city.
Very good, thank you. Other questions or comments? And again, I've stated, love to keep the school, like to keep it, but I really would like to go down the path where we're not in the real estate business. The risks are just way too great moving forward, regardless of the information that we get. To market this property, to get homes on that site, upwards to potentially 7 of them we see, that, all we talk about is housing affordability, housing availability, whether it be a house, whether it be an apartment, whether it be a condo or a townhouse. For us to sit for another 10 years doesn't do anyone any good. So I would be trying to pursue as much as we can with the option A. And if a developer comes back and says, we just simply can't salvage this, as they've been stating for the last X number of years, that's where we are. Sometimes you just have to face reality. So I would be for the option A. And if somehow a developer comes up and says, you know what, we have a change of heart right here. We think we can salvage this building. We think we can make this work. But for us to be in that business, I think would be extremely foolhardy. To answer one of your questions, Alderperson Cunninger, we're on the line for nearly $100 million worth of project monies over the next 5 years with the South Connector, with all the stuff we have, the Municipal Service Center rebuild at $25 million, potential reposition of a fire station. So we are in for a lot of money over the next 5 years. So to answer that question, that's where I am with that. Again, I seem impassioned by this. I've been doing this since 2008. This has been on our conversation since 2008. And the school's been closed for over 20 years. 20 years. So there's got to be a point where you just say enough. We have to try to figure out a path that a developer thinks will bring us a result. And I'll guarantee you, if we go down the other route, we're going to be here for another 10 years. Sorry about that, but sometimes you have to hear it.
You need a second?
It's just a discussion.
Just a discussion.
Yeah.
So I think you're sensing a little bit kind of mixed. I wish we could help you more. Anyone else have more that you want to add?
Can we have a hand vote? Kind of direction you want to go? You step forward or you don't step forward.
Yeah. You fine with that then? You want a hand vote of some sort, just to give them some idea of direction?
If you're comfortable with it, it gives us direction.
Well, if it's a discussion item, isn't just saying something like, better idea of the financials or maybe a date time frame for the development, and then, because to me, again, I always see gray. I don't like A or B. I don't have enough information to.
That's fine.
On either one of them.
I kind of agree with
That's fine.
Amy.
Yeah.
I would like to see more information on the financials as well.
I agree as well. Whatever direction we go in, it's a heavy decision.
You just want to hear more information regarding
Yeah.
exactly what it would take and what the risk would
Right.
be for the city, is what you both are saying.
It has to be what's
Okay.
best for the city financially as well.
And I'm not sure what Dan can bring back, but I'm just kind of go back to Dan and Pam on that one. Would that be an okay thing, just to get some general idea and some other information back to council, other than, I assume, the 2.6 million, which they're not satisfied with?
Well, the 2.6 is what has been projected to us of what it would cost to renovate that. We went through, and Pam and I were just talking. We just went through our borrowing and our presentation from Justin, where our capacity is, and even with the new assessed or equalized values, we're under 50% of our borrowing capacity. So, do we have a lot coming up? Yes. Is the capacity there? Probably. It's the risk is the biggest component.
and that's what I'm trying to
Capacity's there.
emphasize.
It's
Yes.
risk.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
I think we could certainly take these dollar amounts, wrap them into what it would look like for the city to fund it, wrap it into a timeline. We could develop scenarios, like what happens if the condo is sold at 300, and what happens to the TID. Like, we could develop those scenarios and bring them back so that you can see them.
And the condos could sell for more in this market.
Is everyone okay with that then? To go in that direction, get some more information back?
This is a number.
And then we'll just kind of go from there. Do you have some direction then? Does that help a little bit, Dan? And I know we have developers out there, and this is not going to help them that have interest. So sooner the better, I guess.
We'll work on scenarios. We've ran every year, we do our annual TID updates, and I run scenarios which have inflationary factors in them of when the projects are going to come online.
Sure.
So in my annual TID reports, you do see where those come online and the proposed values of those units at such date and time. So those numbers I've already prepared. You've already actually seen those with base assumptions.
Sure.
But we can run some new numbers based off of 300,000, 325, 350. We can do that. That's fine.
Great.
And thank you for all of your work. Don't mean to give you more, but
We'd also like to reiterate, staff would love to see this be saved as well. It's not like we're wanting to see this go. We've tried and we've reached out as much as we can. So we do reflect the same opinion of the council as well. We'd love to see it saved if possible. But again, it comes down to where is your comfort level and risk.
Thank you. Everyone all good? Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. Obviously, you'll hear more as we talk more about this if you're within the 300 feet, so stay tuned. No decisions made. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Up next, consideration and possible action on the redevelopment of public property generally located north of the Claude Alloway Bridge, west of Broadway Street, east of Front Street, and south of George Street. Please take notice that the council may convene in closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statutes 1985 for agenda item number 22, correct?
Yep.
22. Deliberating and negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. The council may then reconvene thereafter in open session pursuant to Wisconsin Statutes 1985-2 to take action on any matter discussed in closed session or for other such purposes as are allowed by law. Again, to state, we are going to go into closed session for item 22, which deals with the public property north of the Claude Alloway Bridge. I will make a motion to go to closed session.
I'll second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Gantz. We'll need a roll call vote, please.
Alderperson Ledvinoff,
Aye.
P-Rock,
Aye.
Mayor Boyd,
Aye.
Carpenter,
Aye.
Esther Kahn,
Aye.
Gantz,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Cuniger.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And we are now, you're all welcome to stay. We're going to go somewhere else. I will make a motion to go back to regular
I'll
session.
second.
Motion by me, seconded by Alderperson Gantz. We'll need a roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Alderperson P-Rock,
Aye.
Mayor Boyd,
Aye.
Carpenter,
Aye.
Esther Kahn,
Aye.
Gantz,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Cuniger,
Aye.
Ledvinoff.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Up next, future agenda items. Does anyone have anything?
What was that?
Up next, I will make a motion.
Future agenda items, please.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Yes, if we're going to do this jumping of the things on voting, could that come out on maybe a Friday memo somehow that we know prior to?
Yes. So today was a parliamentary procedure. It was sort of a test run. We are looking at something more formal, but you will be prepped. You will be trained. We will not execute it until you know exactly what's going on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you don't really need a future agenda item. It's
Yes,
handled,
it was
correct?
taken care of, but thank you.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by me, second by Alderperson Ledman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.